Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me to be again this year addressing the General Assembly of WISeKey, which will be held at 2 p.m. the June 24th in Zurich. The agenda item has been distributed, and due to the extraordinary situation in connections with the COVID-19, our AGM will be held in accordance with the Swiss Federal Council Ordinance 3 on measures to combat the coronavirus, dated on June 19, 2020. Accordingly, it will not be possible for shareholders to attend this meeting in person as we have wished. As a compliment, I am giving this presentation virtually this year. So during the General Assembly, we will vote on the subjects presented through the different communications of the company to the shareholders, like number one, approval of the annual report of 2021, number two, the charge of the members of the board of directors and the executive management for liability and activities related to the fiscal year 2021, approval of accumulated loss for fiscal year 2021, amendment, renewal, and increase of authorized share capital, increase of conditional share capital, Article 4B of the Articles of Association, decrease of conditional share capital, Article 4C for the Articles of Association, re-election of myself, Carlos Moreira, re-election of the CFO, Peter Ward, re-election of David Ferguson to the Board of Directors, re-election of Jean-Philippe Ladisa, re-election of Eric Peloton, and election of Maria Pia Akebeke Javas, and election of Christian Dolan to constitute the new board of WISeKey for the year 2022. Re-election of the chairman of the board for the term extended until completion of the next annual general meeting, re-election of David Ferguson, re-election of Eric Peloton, election of Christina Dolan, re-election of BDO as the auditor for one-year term, re-election of the independent proxy for the term extended until completion of the annual general meeting, advisory vote of the company compensation report for fiscal year 2021, ratification of the maximum agreed amount compensation of the board for the period between 2022 annual general meeting and for the 2023 annual general meeting, ratification of the maximum aggregate amount of compensation of executive management for the fiscal year 2023. As you have received in the proxies, the board of directors is suggesting to approve this proposal and to move forward for the activities of the company during the year 2022. Just as an executive summary on activities, I would like to mention to you that WISeKey is progressing despite of the market conditions. We are in a difficult situation in the market, not only WISeKey, but all technology companies, as you have observed, as the market value of many companies just collapsed. It is not unseen to witness a drop down in valuations by 50, 70, even 90% on very well-established companies. And obviously that has affected mid-valuation company like WISeKey, as the market is quite concerned about the three factors, which is the COVID, as the COVID is not yet over. It is the supply chain consequences of the COVID, which has disrupted drastically the way companies like WISeKey and others can supply microchips and semiconductors out of Asia to our clients. The situation in Ukraine, which is obviously affecting drastically the confidence of investors to see whether this is going to last longer than expected. Inflation rates increases, which is basically destroying the valuation in the stock market. So we are in a crisis. WISeKey has been resilient to previous crises in previous year. The company has always proved a capability to navigate through the complexity of those crises, and we believe we will do the same. WISeKey is still, as was communicated a few months ago, in a strong revenue position. We incremented the revenue in 2021, and we are seeing an acceleration in revenues in 2022 already from H1, and we expect further acceleration until the end of the year. The revenue positions of WISeKey on H1 will be announced in a few days once we finalize with the current H1 financial analysis. The company is also sitting in a strong position on cash, which will allow us with the current revenue that we have and the current burn rate will allow us to navigate the 2 years, which we believe is going to be the crisis. This crisis is going to last at least 2 years before the confidence gets back into the market. This is obviously affecting the share price. Share price of WISeKey has collapsed together with many other companies. It is a factor that is totally outside our control. It does not really follow any logic because when WISeKey listed in Switzerland, the valuation of the company was much higher than the current valuation, despite the fact that the company has multiplied its revenue times 7. So it is obviously very hard to explain why the price is there. As you know, WISeKey has been using some facilities available to the company to invest into the transactions and operations that the company has been conducting. We have made strategic investments in the previous years in companies like artificial intelligence, satellite connections, and satellite manufacturing. And also we have been heavily investing into the metaverse and NFT. So basically what we are trying to achieve is a platform that will allow objects, Internet of Things, which are objects connecting to the internet, to be secured by WISeKey, to have an identity of WISeKey embedded into the object, to let the object being able to talk to our clouds in an encrypted and secure manner, to be able to let the objects to pay other objects. WISeKey has announced the launch of a crypto coin with the name Trusty Coin. This coin is currently in preparation. We would like to release the coin in Q3 this year. And this coin basically will allow objects to pay to other objects. So imagine your alarm system pay micro coins or Trusty coins to another device that will use the security of that alarm, or your fridge paying the supermarket to deploy and deliver the groceries, or your connected car to pay the electrical charger directly from the device without the need to leave the device. So this is a complex technology. It requires full control of the security of the object. WISeKey has managed to have a huge amount of experience on that. We have now 1.6 billion objects secured by WISeKey. Those are Cisco routers. We have 100 million chips already installed in Cisco routers. Those are satellites. Those are companies that they are providing drones like Parrot. Those are Medtronics for the security of medical devices, Hilti, and others. So this new market of Internet of Things, it is a market that is progressing very fast. WISeKey is growing around 20% per year, which is pretty good now. The market could go even much faster if we solve the connectivity issue. Only 10% of the Earth it is connected. We still have 90% of the planet which is not connected. Therefore, you cannot connect the objects from 90% of the surface of the planet. And for that, we have been developing what we call picosatellites. So those are very tiny, low cost satellites, which are navigating around the Earth on low orbit. Those satellites with the name WISeSat collect data from the sensors, from the microchip that we embed into the objects, and that data is then analyzed through clouds and artificial intelligence to analyze the behavior of the object. So imagine a pipeline in the middle of the desert that needs to analyze whether there has been any violation of the integrity of the pipeline, or any electrical grid, or any agricultural product, or cargo ships in the middle of the sea. All then they need to be traceable through satellite, and WISeKey has now 13 operational satellites on orbit, and we will plan to have 88 by the end of 2023. The cost of each of those satellites is around 100,000 euros. WISeKey is selling the satellites to partners that they team into the constellation, so they can aggregate into the constellation. WISeKey wants to expand this constellation with a strategic partner. I just gave a conference last week in London, organized by Financial Times, on the investment in space. And obviously, space is a next destination for technology companies. A lot of the activities that we are now operating at Earth level, like servers, like blockchain nodes, are going to be moving to the space, and WISeKey has now the technology. The technology has been integrated with a startup in Spain with the name FOSA, which WISeKey now is a shareholder as well, and also with a partnership with SpaceX, which is the launcher of the Pico satellites. WISeKey has also invested a substantial amount of money and resources and time last year on its metaverse strategy. We believe we can play a major role in the metaverse, mainly as an identity provider for people and objects moving to the metaverse. The metaverse needs to authenticate the original object, which will be an object, a physical object, a painting, a car, a real estate asset. They need to move to the blockchain and be minted in the blockchain through NFT technology. WISeKey has developed a very interesting technology for that, as we have been re-engineering our microchips to be able to generate NFT at the microchip level. So this NFT now is able to generate basically digital twins on the metaverse, and WISeKey has launched a application which is a platform with the name wise.art, A-R-T, which is a platform that allows you basically a marketplace for NFTs. This platform, it's already populated with 150 top artists. And we have inside the platform already $300 million worth of NFT and growing something like 100% per month now. So this is a very substantial development of WISeKey, which is not being factored at all into our valuation. So if you look into our valuation, the metaverse, the NFT, the blockchain, and even the semiconductor is not being factored in the current valuation of WISeKey. So obviously this is going to be a major endeavor of the company during the next months, is to explain the market, to do a non-deal roadshows in the United States and many other countries. So we explain that obviously WISeKey is a great investment due to the fact of the very large amount of projects and technology the company is able now to provide to its customer, and the visibility of substantial increase of revenue in the years to come. WISeKey has also reinforced its patent process. We have now a very large patent portfolio. This is increasing, so the intellectual property assets of WISeKey is substantial. Third-party auditor has audited only the intellectual property around $20 million worth, which is by now nearly the market cap of the company. As I say, WISeKey is sitting still on $25 million cash, and the company is in position to handle the next level of growth for the year 2022-2023. Another good news is that the semiconductor business is growing. Customers that they are using our semiconductors are increasing their production of IoT devices, which at the same time increases our semiconductor basically offering. So the numbers are getting substantially high, and we could even actually sell more if the supply chain will be not still affected. We believe 2023 supply chain will get much better, and as a consequence, we will be able to supply the microchips to our clients. So the combination of NFT, microchips, identity, micropayments into the same device, into the same platform, allow us to basically be very different to the rest of the market, and allow us also to enter into the United States in a big way. WISeKey is preparing a US strategy, has already been reinforced during the year. We have been recruiting new people in the United States. We have now a strong team in the US, which is going to accelerate from September this year, where we're going to see a substantial improvement in our operations in the United States. A lot of our clients in the United States, they are telling us, if you come to the US, or if you have a larger presence in the US, or even if you are an American company, you will be able to sell more, because what we sell is objects and products, and they are related to, in many cases, to national security, and obviously the presence in the United States is key for the company. So we would like to just say that the company is ready for the next cycle of growth. WISeKey has never been so efficient and performing as it is now. We believe the market conditions are not good for anyone, including us. But we believe that once we are out of this negative cycle, the company will grow very fast. So we would like to thank you very much for your continued support. We are aware that many of you are not necessarily getting yet the benefit that you deserve by investing in WISeKey. Just to let you know that we are working on daily and night basis to solve that problem. A few points related to questions we have received during the process. There has been some concerns about us using those facilities in a way that is dilutive to shareholders. So just to let you know that we have been pretty responsible in using those facilities. We have been using only when there was an opportunity to make either a strategic acquisition or to acquire a company or to develop new products as the company needs to go into the next cycle of technology. We are operating in a very competitive landscape where companies are injecting billions of dollars in research and development, and WISeKey is investing something like $5 to $10 million. So obviously the comparison is impossible, but we have to react to that, and we need to be in a situation that we don't just make the technology obsolete because we are not able to raise money. So we have been using those facilities in a very wise way and a way that is only being in order to provide the support to the growth of the company and maintaining talent, as talent in this space is ultra competitive. It is very difficult to attract top people if we don't pay them well and if we don't give them the rewards that other companies are willing to provide. We have issued new capital. Doesn't mean that we're going to use it. This new capital will be there in case that there is a need, again, to keep growing or making acquisitions. We believe that despite the market position of WISeKey, we are still trading strong volumes. WISeKey is trading something like 500,000 shares per day, both in the United States ADRs and also on the Swiss Stock Exchange. We also just conducted an exercise to do a reverse split on ADRs 1 to 2 as a way to increase the price of the ADRs. This is a way also, obviously, to correct the downfall and see whether we can, through that process, together with the performances of the company, reactivate the value for the shareholders. So we'd like to thank you for your attention and for your support of the company. We hope that you will vote positive in the resolution suggested by the board. We will continue keeping you updated as we move forward. Hopefully in the next General Assembly, we should all be together in one room. Thank you very much, and be safe, and we wish you all the best. Bye-bye.